Can a landlord increase rent every year without prior notice? Now, this is one of the issues so many tenants are experiencing. Now, I'm going to restrict myself to Lagos State because I practice in Lagos State. Now, what does the Lagos State tenancy law say? The Lagos State tenancy law 2011 did not provide any length of notice as regarding increment of rent. You see, that is a gap in the law, or should I? That's a lacuna in the law. So the Lagos State tenancy law does not say that before you can increase rent, you need to give your tenant 6 months notice. Before you can increase rent, you need to give your tenant 2 months notice. Before you can increase rent, you need to give your tenant 1 month notice. In fact, the Lagos State tenancy law did not even say that before you can increase rent, you need to give your tenants reasonable notice. But it is natural wisdom for you to know that before you can increase rent as a landlord, you should at least inform the person saying that you are increasing rent. Not on the day of payment, you just wake up and say that, no, you are going to increase rent. So if we are going to go by the law, there is no provision that regulates that currently. We believe that the new Lagos State tenancy law probably is going to address issues like that. But if we are to use the reasonable man test, at least a landlord should give 6 months notice, informing the tenant that he or she wants to increase her rent. Then also, it's also important for you to also know that with the issue of yearly increment of rent, there is still no law in the no section in the Lagos State tenancy law that restricts a landlord from increasing their rent yearly. There is no provision like that in the Lagos State tenancy law. So it means that if a landlord wants to increase his or her rent yearly, the landlord can do that. Now, this is where tenancy agreement comes in for a tenant. But I've seen many tenants that say, oh, if I don't have a tenancy agreement, it's better for me, it's better for me. If you don't have a tenancy agreement, the law will take effect. And when the law takes effect, you will not begin to cry that no, tenancy agreement favors landlord. No, it's because most of you, whenever your tenancy agreement is being drafted, you understand, you will have paid your rent already and you've done all that. Start insisting to get tenancy agreement so that you can protect yourself too as a tenant. The landlord and the tenant should sit together, know the terms that are favorable for each other, and this thing should be agreed upon. This way, you are going to escape some of these lacunas in the law.